This episode is sponsored by Renaissance Inc., the best place to find all original content, music, videos, short films, podcasts, and art. Visit Renaissance.com to listen, view, consume, and license high-quality content. Renaissance.com.
An audio experience best enjoyed in stereo. The Huckleberry Show!
Welcome to the Huckleberry Show, the lifestyle and society conversation. I'm your Huckleberry John Claborn. Here it is, the COVID-19 episode. Yeah, we're going to talk about it because, man, we got a lot to talk about now. Sit tight. Here we go. Yeah, so COVID-19, man. Here I am just moving along with my little podcast, humming along, minding my business. Next thing I know, I'm only 16 episodes in and shut down. Lockdown. Okay. All right. Well, yep, it happened. It happened to all of us. Like, none of us escaped it. Everybody around the globe, we're all dealing with this right now. So let me just start off with my COVID-19 story, okay? So we all had a story about where were you on March such and such when coronavirus hit. Yeah, but anyway, so here's my story. So I'm in Los Angeles. I work at a very big entertainment company. I'm going to leave names and stuff out. No free shout outs over here. So I'm working at this large entertainment company, and they got a ton of employees, right? Just probably about a lot of us, just a lot. I'm gonna just say a lot. And so we were all wondering, like, we were all still working, and in LA they were already shutting stuff down. So we were wondering, like, are they gonna close us too, or like, are we gonna just keep working here and just keep getting each other sick? How's this gonna work? So the day came, we got an email. It wasn't any heads up. It wasn't anything. We were normal working there one day, and then before the day was over, we got an email saying, hey, starting in a couple of days, it was like 48 hours, we're closing. No more. And we're going to pay you guys, and hopefully you guys don't quit on us. And we're just like, what? Wait, so what do we do? And they're like, just go home. Just like everybody else is doing. Just go home, and we'll just keep paying your paychecks based on the average of whenever the last month you worked and blah, blah, blah. And we're just like, okay, this ain't good. Okay. So we got sent home. I was sitting at home for about a week, and I got the notion that, hey, this isn't, I'm watching the news. I'm paying attention. I'm using my powers of, observation and awareness and seeing that this is not going to be a quick fix. Like, I'm seeing that, okay, I've been seeing that China had this months ago, and now we're having to deal with it, which means that we're going to be dealing with it as long as China has been dealing with it. And they're on months now. They've had it since February. So, I mean, they're just now, so, not to get into politics or anything, but, that added all up in my head real quick and said, hey, I'm not just going to be sitting in here in Los Angeles by myself, just twiddling my thumbs. Yeah, I'm getting paid, and that's very fortunate that most other people can't say, but still, like, I had to shut everything down. I had to close my office. I was looking at not being able to podcast because, the reason I got the office was so I can have room to create and music and podcast. And so now I'm having to move, the office back into the, living situation. And I was like, nope, it's not going to work. Nope. But what else? What else can I do? Problem solve. Now I'm problem solving. So then my brother hits me up, little bro. He's like, hey, what are you going to do? You're in LA. It's crazy out there. I'm like, I know. I got to get out of here. I'm like, I can't even function right now. I'm shut down. I don't even like this. And he's like, well, just come over here. And I'm like, come over here. I'm like, what? Like, come to your house? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, you're in Oklahoma. You're in Lawton, Oklahoma. I'm in Los Angeles. I'm like, nah, man, how is that going to work? Then I sat on it a day and I watched the news for one more day. And I was like, hey, bro, hey, that offer's still good or what? He's like, yeah, man, come through. So I was like, all right, bet. So it took me about 2 days to just tie up all my loose ends. And not really tie them up, but just kind of put everything on just like hold status, basically. Like, I cut the gym membership, stuff like that. But I kept my P.O. box open and, a couple other things are on hold. Even my job is on hold. Like, I'm still employed technically, but hey, anyway. So I hit my bro up. I was like, man, I'm about to just throw whatever fits in the trunk and head out. And he's like, all right, cool. So now my first, and everybody's first gut reaction is, you got corona. You're going to go and drive it to Oklahoma. And I'm like, okay, yeah, no. See, here's my story on that, because like I said, I work in Los Angeles in a pretty high traffic entertainment area. And it's like, we were all pretty sick, I would say almost like mid to early February, right? So, looking back, we were all looking at the symptoms of corona and we were looking back and we're like, wait a minute. We were all sick like in early February with something that kind of sounds like that. And we all kind of just shook it off and got over it. And I think one girl actually lost her voice because somebody had described losing your voice was a symptom. And one girl did lose her voice. And we were like, that's weird. Nobody ever just gets sick and loses their voice. We didn't think anything of it. But now it makes sense. So in my head, I'm thinking like I already had corona. So I sat out in LA for another week and, give it a quarantine for a week. And then when I drove out here to Lawton, Oklahoma, I'm sitting here for another week. So that'll be 2 weeks of by myself where, I've already shook it. If I had it, I'm going to assume I have it. I'm going to assume worst case scenario. I'm that type of person. I'm not going to just be like, I don't got it. I'm invincible. Nah, I'm going to assume I have it. I took the proper precautions. I stayed away from people. I've self-quarantined for like 2 weeks now. So I'm good. I'm not any kind of contagious. I'm not even any remotely sick at all, but just in case, right? So anyways, that was my story. I put everything on hold in LA because now, I just got an update from my job talking about it's going to be another 20 days. And it's like, okay. That's why I moved out here. I'd rather kick it with my nephews. I haven't seen my nephews in a year. They're all grown and in school now. So, I just took the opportunity to come and chill with the family for this extended vacation or this life-altering event, whichever one it turns out to be. Anyways, so that is my COVID-19 story. Now that we're all safe and quarantined, now that we're all safe and sitting here by ourselves, great. So, what was my next step? Now that all my plans are ruined, basically. So, basically how this has affected my business, because granted, I'm just an online entity, basically, where I only exist in social media and entertainment world. So I'm either in your iPad or on your smartphone or on your TV or something. So when things get shut down like Hollywood and entertainment, well, I technically don't exist to the outside world. And Renaissance is no exception. My company is a creation platform, basically. It's a music production company that has expanded into video and podcasts and other things. But, like, say, for instance, I use Printful for my merch, for my T-shirts. Well, they announced that they're shutting down their warehouse out there in California and sending employees home. It's like, okay, well, that's great. Safety first. But now I have no merch. They're print on demand. So it's like when you order the shirt, I send the order to Printful. Hey, Printful, I just got an order. Here's the shirt. Send it to that address. Boom. Well, now that doesn't exist. I have no merch. I all of a sudden have zero product. So, okay, that's on ice. Google will hit me up talking about, oh, your G Suite, we're limiting staff, so some of these features might not work. And it's like, what? Okay, now my features are falling off because you're understaffed? I'm like, okay, I guess. And, just on down the line. So even though I'm just online with my face of my business, it's like the physical world is affecting it. I have no merch. I'm losing features. I don't even know how long this podcasting host will keep up these podcasts. Who knows? So it's just like every day, every week is something falling off of my business. I'm trying to keep it up, but it's like no amount of money can be thrown at Printful to open their doors. Like, that's just the thing now. We're closing doors. So it's like money isn't the issue. It's just we're shutting down. Even though most things that are shutting down are physical locations, it's still affecting all business. Like, that is the whole global problem here. It's like we're all chained together in an economy. So, I can't survive if everybody else is shutting down. I can't just be out here thriving. Who am I going to do business with? Who am I going to make money with? Take money from? I mean, it's a two-way street. We all need each other. So, but looking at what the reality is, it's important to understand the reality, and that's my reality. Okay, cool. Losing features, great. But then I turn around and focus on the things I can control. Like, I can't control that. Okay, great. Whatever. That's just going to happen to me on that end. I can't control businesses and what the economy and the government are doing right now. We're just bystanders, holding on tight for dear life at this point. So what can I control? I control everything that's going on right here in this room right now. That's, for one, I can control my self-quarantine. So I'm using this time to work on my self-improvement. But before we get into that, I want to go into this music break because we're going to uplift it a little bit. That was a little doom and gloom. Whatever. We try not to gloss. We gloss over the doom and gloom. So this track right here, it's actually some new music, despite all things. I worked on this a year ago with songwriter Cadence, and if that name is familiar, great, because she's a nobody. You should not know her name. Her name is Cadence. I worked with her on the Ariana Grande song, Better Off, which was the Grammy Award-winning album, blah, blah, blah. But this time, we worked with Timbaland. Woo! This time we worked with Timbaland. Okay, so we made this song. She pitched it to Timbaland. He was like, yo, this is dope. And it was like one of his beats. But then they, it was just a skeleton at the time. So they added to it and whatnot. And the song came out dope. It just released March 26, 2020. It is part of the Beat Pack. This is a video VR game called Beat Saber. And you have like these lightsabers and you have to mash these tiles in time with the music. So this song got featured in that Beat Pack. So Timbaland, Beat Pack, Beat Saber game featuring Cadence. And the song is called, what is this song called? Hold on, I got it written down. Of course I know it. It just happened today, okay? It's called Dumb Things. But now check this out. This song I'm about to play is hold on, let me turn my mic down. I just went way loud. This song is the song before I handed it to Timbaland. So once I play this, I want you to go check out the final song and see if you can note the differences. But check this out. I'm going to play the original song that we actually cut of the final song. It's called Dumb Things by Cadence.
No cup, drink out the bottle. And she brought a friend who gon' follow. Try to pull two, that's the motto. There's some that you don't hear about. Got too loud, did some things. It's too late to call you back. It's too hard to behave while you went and got attached. Got your wrist drip, VVS cut. 'Cause every now and then I be messing up. Yeah, do dumb things. One day I'ma lose something. You make my heart feel like this where I belong. Yeah. Too late to go back now, just say it now, be bold. Yeah. We want the same things, babe. Just wait till I get older. Yeah. dumb things, babe. Caught up in the moments, don't think about the aftermath. That's my flaw, no cap. How you handle that? Well, you gon' end up hating me. Took you to hell and back. Yeah, we gotta pass. Why can't we get past? Got your wrist drip, VVS cut. Cause every now and then I be messing up. Yeah, do dumb things. One day I'ma lose you. Make my heart feel like this where I belong. Yeah. Too late to go back now. Just say it now, people. Yeah. We want the same things, babe. Just wait till I get older. Yeah. Cause I wanna do dumb things, babe. No, it's my fault. I done made you ice cold. Light a fire in your heart like a pyro. When I take you down, you hit a high note. Oh, I can't help that they love the way I sing. No, it's my fault, I done made you ice cold. Light a fire in your heart like a pyro. When I take you down, you hit a high note. Oh, I can't help that they love the way I sing. You make my heart feel like this where I belong, yeah. Too late to go back now, just say it now, people, yeah. We want the same things, babe, just wait till I get older, yeah. Cause I wanna do dumb things, babe. Yeah, dumb things, babe.
Dope song. I'm proud of that one. Excellent. Yeah, I did the vocals. I recorded her vocals, did all the mixing on it and the effects, and then Timbaland and like his team of producers filled in and did the rest and put it out. So yeah, go check it out. The link is in the description to the final song. So go, like I said, go check it out. See if you can spot the differences. They kept a lot the same. It's a good feeling when you work on it and the final product is almost like 95% of what you started with. So that's a good feeling. So yeah, we're feeling good going into this Corona episode. So let's see, what we talking about? We're talking about things we can control while we're going through this, because there's a lot going on that we're just, like I said, we're bystanders. So I'm using this time to do a little self-improving even more than before, because, I was always working on it, but now it's just like you got so much time on your hands to go even harder. So I got a list of things. First of all, one is to be useful. During times like this, it's always good to be, a little selfless and to see what you can do, to help others. Now, being out here in Lawton, Oklahoma, there's a lot of elderly people out here. It's not a lot of, this is where people go to chill and get that quiet life, get away from the riffraff. So, I might, walk around the neighborhood and see if I can't, notice the trash cans outside front, for day after the trash guy came, and be like, hey, maybe somebody's old. Maybe just walk around the neighborhood and check up on people, bring in trash cans, seeing if old people need some help, get some groceries, stuff like that. So just try to be useful, not take up too much of my time, though, not too much of my time, but to be useful. Next thing is to be learning. This is an excellent time to be learning. So what I've been doing is, I noticed there's a lot of things I didn't know about what was going on. I'd be watching the news, watching these news conferences and being like, what are they talking about? What's going on? And then what is the meaning of all this? So in my head, my first thought when things go awry is to go to where the money is. Like, who has the money? The rich people are going to know what to do first. So I went to the stock market. I pulled up these YouTube live streams, and this one guy, no free shout outs. If you want to, this was good though. If you want who this channel was, send me a message on the website. I'll tell you what channel it was. But this YouTube channel, this guy was live streaming as the market opens. So he'd start the stream as the market opens, and basically like commentate, like a sports commentate, all day as the market's open about his trades, what he's seeing. He'll pull up the news, and like as Trump goes live, he'll pull that up, and in real time I'll see the market react, and he'll explain why the market is reacting, and he might buy something and sell something and explain why he's doing that. And it's just been phenomenal learning experience about how the economy is all tied together, how the news affects everything, even what news to watch. He had streams that I didn't know existed, like cameras set up at like the Oval Office or, you know, a conference room in the White House that's just sitting there 24/7, just waiting for somebody to walk in front of it and say some information. And I didn't know this stream existed, and he was clued into it just on the money. And it was just a great learning experience. I wake up and do it every morning. I turn him on like I would turn on the radio or turn on TV. I turn him on and just listen to him talk about the news and the stock market, because there's no better place really to get your info. He's not going to give me fake news. He's got thousands of dollars invested. He's not going to read fake news. He's not going to pay attention to BS information. So I don't know. It's been phenomenal on keeping up with what's going on, and as far as learning, you know, even economics and trades, because that might be a new thing. Once the stock market gets back up, it might be something that, hey, yeah, now is the time to invest. If you're going to do any investing, now is the time for sure. We're not going to get too far into that right now, but definitely for sure. Exercising is the next one. I have a fitness plan that I've written out because, yeah, the gyms are closed. What are you going to do, right? So I wrote out a fitness plan. It's got a lot of calisthenics in it. I'm doing push-ups. I'm doing wall-ups. I call them wall-ups, where basically you just do a handstand up against the wall and push straight up and down. And that's a good shoulder and upper chest workout. It's hard though. A lot of people, you gotta work your way up to it, but I'm used to, you know, pressing a certain amount of weight, so it's actually not enough for me, but it's something. I'm doing squats, and I'm making sure I'm walking like 30 to 45 minutes every day, usually in the mornings. So it's good to get outside, get some sun, fresh air, and then get the legs moving, because, man, I'm actually out of breath. Like, I'm really huffing and puffing with this little bitty workout I made, just, you know, being inside and walking around. It's not bad. The next two are very important. Creating. I got to make sure I stay creating. And then I got to motivate my friends and make sure they stay creating, because I already see it's easy to just get into a little la-di-da mode and just bum around the house, wake up whenever, go to bed whenever, eat whatever. Like, it's easy to just lose motivation to create. So I'm always in the mindset of, you know, what's the next Huckleberry Show episode? What can I do to expand the show? What can I do to, you know, things like that? And music. I want to live stream me creating music so people can see me creating. Like, hey, look at me creating. Make sure you guys are creating. I'm creating. Let's make sure we're all creating, you know, get that word out. Just have people see me. So make sure I'm just staying on it, because you don't want to lose it. You know, you don't use it, you lose it. I've got to mix songs just to mix songs, even if nothing's coming out. Like this Timbaland joint, like that was like just one song I had done in 2019, but it's because I'm practicing and did 50 other ones before it to make sure my chops were good enough to work with Timbaland. Like, you don't just sit around and one day he called you up. Like, nah, if you're working, and, you know, people see that, people notice that, like, yeah, this guy's got the practice, because, you know, or this songwriter's in it. She writes every day. You can tell. So it's something I got to stay doing. It's just like soccer practice, anything. You got to practice. Got to mix songs. You got to create songs, even if you don't use them, even if they're garbage. You got to get the muscles going. You got to get it. You got to get the motions stay fluid. Playing. I got to make sure I'm stay playing, because playing is just one of those things that spurs my creativity, and it spurs my motivation to do things. Like, it's a video game to you, sure, but I'm looking at it like a work of art. I'm hearing the sound effects. I'm looking at the art design. I'm looking at the writing and the script and the character build up, and it's all art to me. It's art. Video games are art. So I'm playing, but I'm playing with somebody else's art, a different art form I don't have anything to do with, but I draw inspiration from. So my playing is like me chilling at the same time, filling that creative box up with fresh new ideas, fresh angles, colors, characters, anything. I'm absorbing everything. So it's like playing video games is just like a sponge of art that I can draw from. That's not, I don't have to directly copy it, but it's like, that mood in that one scene and that cut scene I watched just inspired me to make like a anthem type sound to this next record I want to do. So it all comes together. It's like the economy. It all draws from each other and it's all linked together. You see? Anyways, I keep it simple because, it's easy to clog up your day and then you're doing too much and you get nothing done. So I kept it simple. These little things I can weave in and out of each other because you also want to weave in some social time. It's also important to text. So I can do that while I'm doing all these things. I can, text my trainer while I'm exercising and be like, hey, man, I'm on it. I can text my friends while I'm creating and be like, hey, I got these stems. I want to shoot them to you. Give me some ideas. Video games, I'm playing with my friends. I got friends lists on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4. We're talking about what games we want to play. So it's always good to, weave in things like that while you're doing your activities during the day. Socializing, making sure you're getting your water, things like that. It's easy to forget stuff like that. It's crazy. Anyways, so with all this madness and stuff, where do we go from here? And to be honest, it's hard to plan during times like this because you don't know. Every day on the news, it's we're passing this new bill or this new thing happened or these new numbers came in. So it's literally day by day at this point in time. I hate to call it a point in time because I wanted to make this podcast like timeless in a way to where it's just information you can always draw from. But I guess at the same time now it's more of like a timeless type look back into, what we did and what we talked about during the great crash of 2020. Like, we got to give it a name. Like, what name do we give it? I don't know. But anyway, so in the future, like doing the best I can with future planning is now that I've got the podcast physically moved to a place where I can work on it and not feel cramped living wise and work wise. I'm actually in a good place to expand it. So I'll be looking to record more times during the week. I'll be looking to have different branches of the podcast where I can talk about video games in one segment, music in another segment, and go deeper into things like that. Incorporate video streaming. So some might be live episodes where if I'm doing a video review, I might be playing the game at the same time and streaming it. Or I might be mixing a song live with the artist online at the same time. So just things like that would be, things I can do now that I have room. Shout out to little bro and sister-in-law for being excellent hosts. This has been great. But anyways, so let me know. Shout out me on the Instagrams. Leave a message on the website. The website is thehuckleberryshow.com. Go to Instagram at Huckleberry Show. Leave me a comment on either or. Let me know what you're doing. Let me know what you've been up to. Let me know your schedule. Yeah, everybody's got to have a schedule. Let me know what yours is, and we'll compare notes and see what we got. But no, the important thing, they always say, wash your hands and stay healthy. And it's like, well, yeah, duh. But the important thing is to make sure we stay active, make sure we stay creative, make sure we stay engaged. Continuing this conversation next week. Stay with it. Let's go.